Hey everyone, I'm here with Kevin Halliday from Spindles, Stairs and Railings. Kevin, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome, Jeff. How's it going there?
Can't complain. All good. I keep saying that I can't complain because nobody will listen. So,
But how true that is.
Kev, can you just give us a bit of an update as to kind of where you guys are at with your business and kind of what's happening in your space?
Well, Jeff, we when the COVID hit us, it hit us pretty hard. We had to do some major layoffs, just like a lot of other people. But when it all took place, we were wondering as a company where we were going to be with the government, what was happening. So basically, when we started our layoffs and making sure, and I call it right sizing or downsizing or whatever, we had to make sure that we had the right people in place and the right people on the bus, and had to look back to remembering when we first started our business up at the beginning and going, wait a second, this has never ever happened before. It's the new norm. This is it. And every day is changing. So when we looked at this and say, okay, where are we going to be today and tomorrow? Because we understand that decades take decades for change and you want change to happen. But we're finding that decades are taking weeks. And we had to look at this as a company right now and just go, okay, what kind of people and our staff do we have that's going to be able to take us through this tough and difficult time? But understanding that the government was with us as well and going, like, we're still waiting for the stuff to come in from the government, of course, but we know that everybody's in it together. So as a company, we're feeling a lot of pressure right now, but I'm feeling a lot of relief too, because I know that everybody is in it together. And it's kind of reassuring that we're all working to put ourselves ahead of each other on this COVID crisis.
You know what, and I think, and that's the common theme that we're seeing here is that it's everybody's feeling the same. You feel like you're in a unique situation, and you're not. Everybody's feeling the same thing. Where do you see the market in 30, 60 days, in the construction space and what you guys are doing? Are you finding it's going to be in the new homes or renovations, or kind of where do you see that come into play?
Well, you know what? That's a great question, because if you can actually pinpoint it, and we're seeing a lot of things happening in the market from new homes to renovation. So give an example. We're doing jobs right now that we quoted 30, 60, 90 days ago. And because we're an essential business, we're still doing those jobs. But the only difference is now that job has slowed down. Now, with the builders and that are building the houses out there, what we've found is that they have taken the initiative, as we have too, about what safety means. Now, a house that they would have you rushing in, oh, we got to have this done now. Now it's like, whoa, time out. Let's make sure that we have one trade in there at a time. Let's make sure that everybody's calling, make sure that we have social distancing. This is the new norm. Now, as a builder, they have captured that and they're doing a very good job. And as of trades, where we're at the same thing. On the building side of it, we're seeing buildings slowing down, but it's not a zero bid. So we're looking at the new house construction and we're seeing, and I'm going to go into two parts because on the renovation side as well, is on the new build side is these builders that have spec products out there, and they slow down on their spec products due to the fact is where everything's coming in. But watching the trend is that we're starting to see, because remember, healthcare, there's other people out there that are still generating revenue and making money. So it's not like there's a zero bid, nothing's happening. So on the new home buy, we're seeing that a lot of builders will actually do a couple specs, and then the new people that are buying that have the cash are going, I want to buy brand new now because I don't want to do a resale because, oh, I don't want to touch the house or this way. So we're seeing that way come into aspect of to buy the new house. So we're seeing that trend coming here in the next 30, 60, 90 days from now. So the builders will have to make their switch and change. Now on the renovation side, which is kind of one of these unique situations that for renovation is that as a trade and who we are, is that we have to be conscious of the safety in their house. Basically, how are we quoting? Because now we're using technology where we've never used it before. So the Zoom communications, we're coming in and doing our online quoting system. The way we did business before has totally changed to a whole different way in a platform doing business now. A lot of stuff is done by technology. So our apps are being created. So we're looking at that. So you as a homeowner, you've been self-isolated right now, and you're looking at your house. And remember, you've been there for a couple of weeks now, or a couple months, or 14 days, whatever that story is going to be. Is that you're looking over there and you're looking at your staircase. Man, I think it's time to change that staircase. And remember, you're looking at it every day. And we're getting quotes where people are saying, how much is it to do this? Well, we do everything online, so it's an easy quote. Now, if they're looking for us to do it for the future, and same with any other trade, we have to be socially responsible in how we go into that house. What does that look like? That's the new norm that's going to happen in the 30, 60, 90 days. It's not a zero bid. We're seeing people looking for new ideas and a better way of doing it. So we're pretty excited about it because we actually have to create a new way of doing business for manufacturing to do that. So.
Well, you know what, and that's nice to hear, because it absolutely is slowing down for everybody, but you got to look for those opportunities and pivot and just figure out that new way of doing business. So I love that. And I think that's what we're wanting to do with this whole campaign is let's share those pieces of good news and let's share some optimism here, because you're right. Lots of people are still employed. We're hoping that, you know, things get back on track and we flatten this out sooner than later. So that's good. That's good to hear. And adapting, like you kind of said, it's a good thing anyways. You know, you're changing up your business. It's going to be more efficient down the road. So what are you doing, Kevin, personally? Like, how are you handling this, or what other pieces of advice would you have for other business leaders out there who are struggling with it, you know, the whole situation?
Well, the biggest thing about struggle in this situation with the COVID, where this is the new norm, is for people to actually take a time out. We used to talk as in business leaders and stuff like that, and people ask, is that where are you going to be in 3 years, 5 years? Think about your exit strategy, and everybody would always talk that way. Well, now what the new norm is, and I'm going to give advice to business leaders here, is about communication. Pick up that phone and actually talk to somebody. Now, as a business leader, we have our friends, family, relatives that we love to talk to, and that's great, and doing this. But when's the last time that you actually picked up the phone and talked to a stranger that's in a different business and just ask them, hey, how is your business? Share that idea, share that emotional connection that you're going to have, because we're all in it together, and say, how are you combating this? What are you doing differently that could add? By sharing these ideas, we all grow and we come up with new opportunities and new ideas. So as for myself, what I'm on is basically my app, and I'm looking at different ideas and different people. Not that they're better and smarter than me, but all of a sudden just to be able to share with business ideas and business leaders where we're going to change. The biggest thing that I find is the problem is, and then I'm getting in this, is the redundance of the boredom. Biggest thing that I have to do is, I always say this, is that when was the last time you did something for the first time? Well, now everybody can say everything's done for the first time. Yeah. But in your head, all of a sudden, you used to have a routine. Your routine was workouts or whatever, but all of a sudden now you've changed your routine. It's getting yourself focused and your mind focused back to where you're at, to all of a sudden communicate, all right, I've got to keep on my fitness level. And I'm on my fitness level. My kids and my wife, we're working very hard and diligent to say, okay, we need our fitness. We need to make sure that we're doing this and regimenting ourselves to make change, because we'll get through this and we're all going to get through it together, which is very impactful and powerful, because I don't feel lost in the weeds. All of a sudden it's like, wait a second, we're going to do this together, and we're doing it together as a family, and we're doing it together as a city, YYC, we're doing it together as a country. We're here together, and we're going to get some bad things, but there's going to be some positive things. So I really recommend communicating with other business leaders as business leaders. Friends, family, that's great. They have a different story, but as a business leader, they bring a different perspective.
Well, you know, and you and I know each other from EO, from Entrepreneurs Organization, and we know the fact that you can run a completely different type of business, yet we all share the same kinds of challenges with, you know, sales and marketing and accounting and, you know, keeping people busy, employing people. So, I mean, you're right. It doesn't reach out to somebody new and somebody different, for sure. Some great advice. I
really feel there's a great opportunity for other companies out there to take a look and communicate with business leaders and ask the questions, because everybody has a great idea. And as long as we're sharing those ideas and working together, and we're not alone, don't think you're alone in this. So it's outstanding. So we're having a lot of fun, and Jeff, you're looking great.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate you taking the time, man.
Thanks, Jeff. Enjoy.
Take care.